Our final speaker of the day is giving manual speech number 5, a 5 to 7 minute speech entitled The Ecstasy and the Agony. Please welcome Tonya Holloway.
In a discussion about the miracle of childbirth with a few fellow Toastmasters, I couldn't help but reflect on my own experiences in this miraculous and endearing event. How special is the moment when we as women can bring forth life into this world. How proud God must be to allow a tiny yet precious being into his kingdom and be nurtured by the people who made him. Sounds a little bit like a Hallmark card. I personally think God was extremely upset with Adam and Eve when he declared that children would be brought forth in pain, severe pain. Think for a moment, when you were a child, or maybe an adolescent, and you did something that almost gave your parents a murder rap, and the anger that they had for you at that time, at that precise moment, multiply that times 10. That is the pain I am talking about. From the time the precious little seed kicks you in the gut, signifying it's ready to leave its temporary home, you're not thinking on the way to the hospital, this is going to be a get it out! Let's rewind for a moment and go back to the day of preparation. In the beginning, when you were told the news, hopefully it's a joyous occasion for both participants. You start making plans. You call family, start picking names, either old ones from past generations or new ones with strong astrology meanings. You start browsing websites like WebMD to give you the best information on how to carry a child. The list of preparation goes on and on. And it's sweet in the beginning. For example, when I was expecting, I faithfully watched those baby shows that highlighted a couple's journey from pregnancy to birth. Most of the time, you could bet they were going to choose some natural remedy that was going to help lower the pain for the woman during her labor. That's cute. The thought is risible. However, I'm a firm believer in modern medicine. I want the shot as soon as I walk through the door. Sign the admittance paper, stick the needle in. It all works together as one. I have a low tolerance of pain. That's why I never could understand why some women would say, we want to experience natural childbirth. We aren't experiencing anything. It is the woman who is going through excruciating pains while the husband is attempting to be a cheerleader on the side of the bed with shouts of, hang in there, bunny. You're doing a great job. Word of advice, men. If she instructs you to move away from her during one of your cheers, don't take it personal. Strictly baby. Let's skip on down to the 9th month. You're big, bloated, you can't breathe because the well that's growing inside of you is squishing your organs into your throat and butt. That's why this stays a little bigger after birth. It's sagging from the previous load. There are obvious changes happening to your body, and you are starting to wonder, will it ever alter appearances? He can still bend over, get up out of a chair, and most importantly, sleep. So again, fellas, when you say good morning, and she replies, bite me, again, don't take it personal. It's the baby. While in the Maz class for my first daughter, my husband learned the correct way to help me breathe during contractions. When When the time came, he quickly started helping me with my breathing, doing just as they taught him. Then I quickly realized this technique of breathing, unlike the baby shows I watched, does not work. I mustered up enough energy and strength to tell him to come a little closer so I could tell him to stop breathing in my face. He was a little disappointed. Then he put his hand up to his mouth like this and blew, maybe trying to figure out if it was his breath that was causing such pain. In the middle of contractions, I assured him, it's not your breath, it's you. When it got closer to the decisive moment, I had had just about enough. Was I going to give it one more push like the doctors and nurses were instructing me to, or was I going to call it a day? I chose the latter. I truly wanted to unplug the cord, exchange their gown for my clothes, and go home. I had had enough. 12 hours of breathing, moaning, and sweating, and the critter wasn't even crowning. But after a couple of, you can do it, and one threat to call Child Protective Services, I pulled it together and gave it 10 more tries. Just like I said in my original scenario, the hard work does pay off when the baby is pulled into the world and the first cries of life is heard. Emotions are overwhelming, and words cannot express the joy and the immediate love both parents feel. The power of God, I'm telling you, the power of God is so great. It is not long before the labor pains are a thing of the past, and you start contemplating doing it all over again. Or in my case, again, and again, and, oh dear God, again. Madam Toastmaster.